recently relaunched your exclusive app, Damon Dash Studios, and this gives users an exclusive look into original content that's produced by you and your team. So I wanted to ask, why did you decide to relaunch?
Because I relaunched with with the apparatus had different functions, better functions. So while you're watching the content, you can actually buy things without disengaging. So you press the shop button, and then all the things you're seeing you can buy. And also it distributes music, magazines, books, so on and so forth. And before the paywall, it's a 24-hour network that plays with commercials as well, DTV. So, it was time to evolve.
That's next level. I can appreciate that as a consumer because I hate when I'm in the app and, if you want to purchase something in the middle of watching something, you have to close out and then purchase whatever you're trying to purchase and then get back to where you left off and have to deal with commercials. So that's what's up. I understand that.
Have you guys been on it yet?
I understand. No, I haven't had the chance to get on it yet. I'm excited to though.
They will interview me. Can y'all subscribe right now? Off your phone?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, do that. So anyway, what were you saying? I'm sorry. But I want y'all to check it out yourselves and see yourself. It's free for the first week.
I understand that it includes films, scripted and non-scripted TV shows, documentaries, new music, shopping, live virtual events, and a lot more. So I wanted to ask, why have you decided to branch off into the streaming business in particular?
I decided that years ago. I've been doing this for years. I've been opening up art galleries around the world, just aggregating content. I had creative control with Cody and Shiike in 2009. So I was waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. That's why I stopped. I saw it to be the Titanic, and the pandemic just speeded everything up. So, I got good at capturing culture, but also doing scripted, making franchises. It was a dream that I had that people weren't up on yet. And because they weren't, that meant that, I didn't have too much competition. I didn't have to go raise bread. So I was like, while I could do it on my own, I'm going to just do a television network, a streaming service. I can make movies, but I got to make movies. I can make docs. I got to make everything as opposed to, one thing. So it's where the world was going. It's where the world's at. I just like to be ahead of the game, and I like to control the narrative.
I can appreciate that. And I know one of your projects, or your most recent project that's been released on the app is Rockumentary, which details the process of creating your rock album Therapy. Yeah. I wanted to ask, could you talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah, so, it's funny. A lot of my career has been me behind the scenes telling people, how to be cool and what to say and this kind of thing. And I got really into live instrumentation. I did this project with the Black Keys. And, I understood the lifestyle. I really got into the art of music. And I just started to listen to more rock and roll. And when artists started to come around the television network and they'd be like, yo, I want to do music, I'd be like, this is the way to do it. And I'd be trying to show them how to do it. We'd have a band. And I ended up working with the band, trying to show them that my records, the stuff I was doing was just sounding hot. And I started to like it. So I turned into Billy Pablo III, became a real rock star. And I almost was like me leading by example from the people that were around me. But also it became very therapeutic. A lot of what I was saying and the process in which I was saying it, it really started to implement itself and happen in everyday life. Like songs like Revolution and Why Cry and all this kind of thing. It was like I knew shit was going to happen and line them up. So, I always document my process. I think that people should be transparent. A lot of times people hide behind their artistry. I want to be an artist and I want people to understand my point of view. So I like people to see the process, talk to the people that are making the music. And it's not just me, it's my band, the Black Guns. I got the best guitar player in the whole world. His name's Tash. Open for the London, for like The Who and, rock bands like that. Plays with Slash, like he's dead nice. He's from Harlem. I don't think anyone can fuck with him living. I got the best drummer in the world, Nightmare Animal, Ali. And we get in, We get that.
So when you were talking about, it really resonated with me when you were talking about, people just sharing their artistry or what they release. And I can appreciate that you're taking viewers, on this journey to see how this album was made, or just to see the process behind it. So shout out to you.
Thank you. And we did Before the End of the World. We was doing shows. We did the Peppermint Lounge in LA, Canary Club in New York, Lower East Side. Performed all in Newark and Do It All's Club. And it was pretty positively received, So we're going to be touring on some rock star shit. And also, making more. Like, we also became like producers as well. So we were producing artists as well. It's like rock and roll Motown.
I love that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Now, as somebody who's helped to really just shape the hip hop culture as it is, I was wondering, could you weigh in on the untimely passing of hip hop heavyweight DMX?
Yeah, I mean, that was like my brother, from, a hip hop brother. And we all started from the same place, so it hurt. I know what it means. It's funny when you know somebody and you're also like a fan of them. That happened with Biggie. It happens a lot. So when people die, that, sometimes people love that they've never met. I have that. And then I also have the actual personal connection I had with that person. You know what I mean? But it's sad.
I know the world, we all the people who didn't have the pleasure of knowing him, we took it horribly. So I can only imagine how devastating it could be to somebody who was close to him and who actually knew him.
Yeah, the fucked up shit about life is you're doomed from the day you're born. We all gonna die. It's just a matter of when. And it's a matter of what you do in between that time. So you don't get so mad about death. You just miss that person, but it's a natural thing. It happens. I remember I lost my girl, my mom's, you know what I mean? A lot of this, death is a part of life. It comes with it.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of hip hop, there have been a lot of interesting conversations around the resurgence of women rappers in hip hop over the past few years. So I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on that? And do you have any favorites?
The more women, the better, bro. I think dudes are dumb. So I'd rather hear a woman over a guy any day. It never made sense for a dude to be running behind a bunch of other dudes. So it makes more sense to be able to really enjoy being a fan of the creativity of the power of a woman. They create life. So they're stronger than any man, period. So I look at women as God anyway. I think men are always trying to pretend they're something they're not. I definitely know they're trying to pretend they're God. But the only thing that's God is the creator of life. And that's the only thing I know doing that is a woman. And I watch my woman and do that, and I couldn't do all that. I watched a child come out of her body, grow in her body. I probably wouldn't have no kids if I had to go through all that. So I always have utmost respect. I love to see women get their flowers. And, women run the world anyway. Dudes do anything or do all the dumb stuff they do for just to be looked at well by women. So, yeah, they should definitely be rolling. I wish there was more women when I was around hip-hop.
Do you have any favorites right now? Favorite women rappers?
Yeah, Nicolette. This little white girl. She can rap. She sings. She does a lot of stuff. But right now, she got a record coming out. I think she can rap pretty good.
Nice. My favorite personally is Cash Down because she's from the same city as me, from Detroit.
Mm. I could dig it. Yeah, she's dope. They're all dope, They're all dope. And, they come from an authentic place, authentic experiences, and authentic trauma. So you get more of a realer story from a woman. And, the stuff everyone was doing before they was rapping is interesting.
And speaking of authenticity, I appreciate women rappers who rapping about their own experiences than I do male rappers rapping about what they think women's experiences are. So I agree about authenticity.
100%. A woman's perspective is always better. Less testosterone.
Yes. So shifting gears a bit, I want to ask, what advice would you give the folks who are thinking about switching professional lanes but may be scared to do so?
Don't be scared. Fear is an artificial emotion that's implemented into us from the day we're born to stop us from making our dreams come true. Fear should never come into the equation. If you're scared, then you got to get past fear to make yourself great. So, it's not about changing. It's about evolving. It's about growing. So if you want to stay stagnant, hustle on the same block for 35 years and see the same people and the same thing, it's going to drive you nuts. If you don't grow, pause, then what's your purpose of existing if you're not going to evolve? So, you just have to understand you got to face your fears. And only fear I have is being scared of doing something that's great. I look forward to that. So you got to just change the narrative. The more things you want to do, the more complications come with them. You have to embrace those things. It's like working out. If you want to make muscle, then you have to feel some pain. You got to work out. There's some discipline that comes with it. So that's what happens with a business. Now, if you don't want to work and you want to be told what to do, or you want to stay in the same profession and complain all day because of the money you're getting, that's on you. But don't complain about it, because I don't want to hear it. You already know what you got to do. Just about having that courage. You got to be fearless. And also do something you love. Dream big. Do something that you would do for free. I would never get paid to do something that I wouldn't do for free. It just doesn't happen. That's why I enjoy my life. I laugh every day and I work with who I want to work with. But I had to dream and I had to be like, I don't want to do music no more. I want to do television networks. I want to do fashion. I want to do art galleries. But it's no fear because I enjoy it. I'm going to do it anyway. I do it for free.
Do you feel like people are more comfortable with being stagnant as opposed to like evolving and going through that process to reach your dreams?
I don't understand average people, meaning the way certain people think. I just think people are scared to dream. A lot of people don't dream. And when they do, they think of the negative reasons not to do things rather than the positive things that'll happen if they do it. And then it stops them from doing it completely, and then they become complacent and lazy. But that's for them. I've never been one to be told what my dream is or what my version of the American dream is. It can never be what somebody from another culture's version of it is. We have different experiences. So I'm not going to try to live by your expectation or your dreams. And if I do, it's going to get me depressed, I'm sure. So I've always made my own dreams and set my own narrative. And I'm scared I would never break a law because I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to fuck up my fun. So I'm scared not to architect my future because I don't want to not have fun in the future. I don't want to be complaining in the future. I want to be like, let's do some new fun shit. Like, when are we going to start having fun? When do you start healing? You know what I'm saying? When you get to live. I was able to retire at 35. I'm 50 now. And from 35 to now, every day I've done something productive and continue to make history and help culture, help people other than myself. I understand how to love. But some people, if you don't know how to love yourself, then how the fuck you gonna know how to love somebody else? So I just think people don't know how to love themselves. They don't know how to identify their dream. They don't even know what their dream is. They don't dream. And when they do dream, they dream small, which is not dreaming at all.
And so touching on self-love that you just mentioned, do you feel like that was something that you've always had, or was it something that you had to learn? Incorporating yourself?
I've always spoiled me. My mom spoiled me. When she died, I was really hurt, and I was like, I'm going to have to keep spoiling me as well. So it was always about being up for me. I don't even understand. I never wanted to not be up. So it's never been a problem for me. I've always been confident. I always felt like God gave me a name like Dang Dash. Since I was a kid, I was like, I'm definitely going to be a superhero because I sound like it. So I've been having fun ever since. I think the difference between me and most, especially culture, I never had no fear of white people. So if you notice in my career, I'll call somebody white out any day. Like, I've been in private schools and all that where I'll be the only black kid, but somebody says something racist and they got punished. I just never took racism. I never accepted it. It's never been a thing to me other than to use to my advantage. Like, oh, you trying to like diss me because I'm black? Or I see people trying to do things, but I sit with the devil I can sit with the devil and still get money and punish the devil for trying to punish me. I have no fear of the devil. I think good overpowers bad every time. I just think you got to get a little rough sometimes.
I hear you. I feel you. I agree. And especially about self-love. I feel like that's where it all starts. Just loving yourself and knowing your worth in a way where you know that you're not going to take any BS or any crap from anybody. And oftentimes that scares people when they see somebody who's confident like that, who isn't going to tolerate disrespect, because so many people already do. So I appreciate that answer.
Thank you. And that comes back to fear. Scares people. If you're not scared, they wouldn't scare you. Scared should not even come into the equation. It's, I work with whatever. It's all good. Charge it to the game.
Now, as an entrepreneur who has and continues to take the music industry by storm, I want to ask, what do you want your legacy to be?
I haven't really done music in a while, but I do cool shit. I just think, I want to be known as like a conqueror, an industry conqueror. Like I'm not a rapper, I'm not a singer. I can do those things, but I don't do them for a living. I'm not an actor. I'm known for like war and winning and fighting fearlessly. Like, Julius Caesar or Mark Antony or Alexander the Great. So I think I'm going to be known as a warrior, but a warrior that fights in luxury. Yeah.
I like that. Fights in luxury. Could you explain what that means?
I'm independent. I'm a different kind of animal. I have to eat the food I kill. I chose that life. But I have enough to live good and make sure everyone that I love lives good. So I'm really confident about my killing skills as it relates to that. Where when I'm with people that are like tamed, it's a different kind of animal. It's a different kind of respect. But I do it in luxury. You would think independence comes...
I can't hear you. I think you froze up a bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I sometimes think...
Could you say the last thing?
The connotation with independence is compromise the quality of living. I haven't had to compromise at all. I'm still independent. So I live next door to everyone that compromised and sold their soul to get there. I didn't have to do that, and I'm still here. So ain't nothing nobody got that I don't. But what I have that they don't is my integrity and my pride. All facilities intact. And I'm happy.
It's a blessing. Happiness, I feel like, should be the goal for everybody in all that we do. Because otherwise, it's like, what are you chasing? So,
I mean, that's the ultimate wealth. If you're not happy, then what the fuck? If you have as much money as you want in the bank and you're unhappy, you would pay anything to be happy. Most people I know have to take a pill in the middle of the day to be happy. And I think that's crazy.
Well, Damon, I really appreciate all of these answers. As you can see, I'm just nodding my head, taking this all in because you spend some real stuff. And that is the end of our questions. And I want to thank you so much for joining us at Blavity today. And I wanted to ask before we close out, are there any plugs that you have besides the app?
I mean, there's Dame Dash Studios. We're relaunching Blue Rock with the music. So, like I said, we got, the Cozy Corner, which you can watch today around 9, at least. And that's Nicolette and Hallie. They got this record called Body Language coming out. Rock and roll, Black Guns. We got so much music coming out. Raquel has helped as well. Just go to Dame Dash Studios, go to DTV. You can go to Dame Dash Studios on your Instagram and go on the live, and the network's playing 24 hours as well. So just check all that shit out. Give me the same shot you give Netflix, and I'm sure because of the point of view and the people making out the quality of everything we're doing, you're going to stay. And then we got the clothes. This is the commission. Poppington, go to Poppington if you want the clothes. We got all type of stuff. So, got books coming out. It's a lot of shit. So just stay tuned. Movies, comedies, a lot. So stay tuned.
It's a one-stop shop. That's amazing.
It's a collective on steroids.
Well, y'all heard the man. Check out Dame Dash Studios. you're gonna love it, I'm sure. So, Dame, I really appreciate this opportunity. And with that being said, we're gonna close out. So thanks for joining us today, y'all.
All right, bro. Thanks for having us.
If you want another amazing video with the one and only Dame Dash, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.